Welcome back. We have Shola Rogers in the studio. Good morning, Shola. It's good to have you here.
Good morning, guys. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, a quick thought on the Australian Open, the invention champions, right?
Yeah, of course, Djokovic.
You said Djokovic.
Yeah.
I'll give you credit for that.
Okay, congratulations for that.
It was a little bit scary, though, when Dominic Thiem got two sets back-to-back, but Djokovic brought out the champion stuff. Over 4 hours of beautiful tennis was played. He can't lose in Australia. That's what he's telling us. Once he makes it to a final, he's winning. 8 times he's done it.
Can someone just do it for me?
Grand Slams and all of that. And right now, Nadal will be looking over his shoulders like...
This guy's coming. This guy's coming.
You got to shut up.
Kennen was the one we didn't see coming.
Yeah.
And of course, she's done it. She's gone down into the history books and all of that as a champion, Grand Slam winner. A lot of people go through their careers without even winning one Grand Slam.
Yeah.
She's already there with the big girls.
So she needs to stay there. Okay. Now, on the under 19 cricket team, we've talked about this team and all that, but then they did not just go there, participate, and come back. They won a game. So
Against Japan.
Against Japan was cool, and now they're back in the country.
Whatever it is that they're doing at the Cricket Federation,
Yes.
Professor Okoya and his team, we need to commend them because in the past 2 to 3 years, Nigeria's cricket has moved in leaps and bounds, Now, Nigeria is recognized as a cricket-playing nation. This had never happened before. No matter how long we've been playing the game, we've not gone to a World Cup, you understand? And this is what they've done for us. They picked the sole ticket in there. They moved from African Division 2 to African Division 1, picked the sole ticket to represent Africa. That's a big deal right there, for a team that just started a few years ago, barely a year or 2 or 3 maximum. I know the work has started a long time ago, though, but in the last 2 or 3 years, they've moved in leaps and bounds. It's a big deal for Nigeria. I pray that they build on this and they continue, and maybe even let it trickle down now to the primary schools so that we can bring them through the ranks. We've said it on this table several times and on this platform. Talent has never been the problem. It's always been how to harness the talent, create a conveyor belt for them, and it looks like cricket is getting it right.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. I love what the president said when he came back. He said something like Yahaya Queen, something like they were able to partner with South Africa. We know they are the best in the game. I mean, you can't fault that.
That's what
and
it
of
is.
course, what they've learned, as you mentioned, is going to trickle down to everyone. And they're going to use that plan that they got from there to actually develop it more. And that's why they'll be hosting the team at our Balewa Square, within
At
this
the
week
Oval,
and all that,
yeah.
the Oval. So, which is going to be good.
You see, one of the reasons why we need to study countries like South Africa is that if you take a look at every sport that is played, the countries that excel have this sport readily available to everybody. If you go to America now, you find a basketball court in every corner that you look.
Every street.
Every estate has a court. You get. They have community development centers with basketball court. They play at night. And, there's always light and everything. If you go to India, people can play cricket on the streets.
Yes.
So we need to start imbibing that culture. That's why we play a lot of football. We play on the streets. So if we take cricket to the streets, take every other sport like that, we'll be turning out champions.
What about naysayers who, because we have to balance it, what about naysayers who say it's easy to do stuff at the youth level? Can you, we've seen it with football, it's always easy to do something at the youth level. Can you get that transition to the senior, or we might have to wait for a long while?
No, we don't have to. We don't have to. That's why we're talking about the fact that we have talent.
All right.
And talent is begging.
Yeah.
Come and get me. That's what talent is saying in Nigeria. Come and get me. So if every federation does their job, and what is their job? Look, sports is divided into 2 major sectors.
Yes.
Elite sports and grassroots sports. What you need to do is have a system in place that takes people from elite sports to grassroots sports. There's a lot of work in between. But if you put these structures in place, school sports is very, very important. Community sports development, get the local governments involved, get the state governments involved, get the federal government involved.
It simply means you need to have a law backing that, because the reason why all these countries you mentioned, simply because they have a law, they have a structure. The US, for instance, NCAA, so college sports is rich, it's even bigger than some sports and all that. It's big money. So if you have a law, US came up with Title IX, and that have actually helped them in their sports and development. But we don't have anything like that. Just maybe if we have a law backing it,
there's a structure
all these things
in
you're
football.
saying will be
There's a structure in football that every sport must copy. Let's take Lagos State, for instance. There's the Lagos State Football Association.
Okay.
Eco football, like they call themselves. But they have divisional units. There's the Ikeja division, there's Lagos Island. Then within Ikeja, they now have other subsectors and subdivisions. That way, they are taking the sports to the street. If cricket has that kind of structure, If boxing has that kind of structure, tennis has that kind of structure, I know.
Separate from whatever help you get from the government.
Yeah, so that way, you're building the pyramid from the bottom to the top.
All right. Okay, so that's it. Still talking about sports, developing sports in the country. I want to take a look at combat sports in Nigeria. That's something that has been getting a lot of attention. And talking about sports like boxing, taekwondo, karate, all of those sports. What's Nigeria doing? Are there chances of making it to the Olympics in any of this sports event? We need to tell you to just sit back, relax, and enjoy this report put together. It's a focus on combat sports in Nigeria. When we come back, there's still a lot for you. Sports this morning.
Combat sports like boxing, wrestling, judo, karate, and taekwondo offer Nigeria huge potential for honor at global tournaments. They hold leading positions in African championships and Commonwealth Games. However, these sports have not fully maximized this potential, especially at the Olympics. Only boxing and taekwondo have earned medals for the country at previous Olympic Games, with boxing taking the bigger share. But how have these sports fared in the build-up to the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, which is less than 6 months away?
We've been doing a lot of data gathering. So we know the top position in all the Olympic weight categories. Our team has been downloading the videos on our opposition. We've been studying them. So we know how to beat them. But would our athletes be able to imbibe this strategy without being exposed internationally? Hopefully, if they can apply it maybe like the French Opens, they will gain confidence. They will apply it in maybe like the Israel Open, they will gain more confidence, so that the Olympic qualifiers, they can execute with more confidence.
Well, we've qualified one. Oduanya Dekore, on the strength of a bronze medal at the World Championships, qualified automatically. Blessing Oborodudu was this close, lost out by one placing and placed 7th and couldn't qualify. But we have every confidence that in March, in El Jadida, in Morocco, we're going to qualify a minimum of 6 athletes.
It appears karate might not be at the Tokyo 2020 Games, but what is in place to ensure participation in subsequent games?
We are working towards that. We are not there yet. We'll be going to Morocco in February with our athletes. We're not there yet, but the constraint, which comes down to finances. There's no enablement for the board to move because of that challenge. So we have to look inwards, tax ourselves, ensure that we sustain the game.
Good training facilities, quality coaching, adequate funding will spur these sports to successes in the coming years.
All right, welcome back. I just got to know that Shola Rogers loved combat sports a lot. A big fan. Which one of those sports?
Karate.
Okay.
Do you want me to?
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. But that report. I mean,
Beautiful report showing us how much work has been put into this thing. Mm-hmm. You see, a lot of people don't know that the Olympics starts years ahead. All of these qualifiers are actually part of the Olympics. Mm-hmm. So the way things are in wrestling, hopefully we'll have at least 7 to 8 athletes representing Nigeria, who have qualified at the Olympic standard to be there, because if there are no standards, there needs to be an all-comers affair. Mm-hmm. So there are standards, and that's why we need to go to the qualifiers and everything. We keep saying it. Wrestling is the most likely sport to give us medals at this Olympic Games in Tokyo, because especially Odwayo, she's within the medal range based on the way she's ranked in the world at the moment. Then Blessing Oborodudu, I feel she's also going to be able to pull something off, because there's a time when the athlete goes from one level to the next, and they've been putting in the work. Kudos to Igali and his team. Yeah. They're doing a lot of work. They're doing a lot of work behind the scene, and this is what we want. People who are passionate. We also saw Chukwumerije, who was the only guy to have gotten us a medal at that level anyway, And that's why we clamor for people like him. Not just everybody that has played the sports before, but people who also have the passion and the know-how. He was talking about gathering data and monitoring the opposition. People don't know. Look, no matter how hard you work, you don't know what the other guy is doing.
Yeah.
So you need to keep tabs on
Can't
them.
prepare in isolation.
No, you can't. And this is what they've done. I pray that they share the information with themselves.
And it trickles down.
Yeah.
All right?
Okay, we'll see if they can. It's 172 days to the Olympics. We're waiting and hoping that more athletes basically, will qualify for the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. So,
This una calm down, the tension person.
okay, it's just a reminder telling everyone that, look, it's not as far as you think. Fine, it's going to be in August, right? July, August, right? But when you look at the timing, it's like you don't have much time.
No, we don't.
You don't have it. So every day, if you take note of the time you've lost and the time you need to
You have
prepare,
left.
then you understand that, yes, you need to work harder.
So
That's
bottom
the whole
line is you
lesson.
guys need to tension us.
We're telling everyone, look, it's getting closer and
right.
closer. That's the reason for the countdown. Okay, NPFL, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go to
yeah.
the Professional Football League.
How
Let's take
much
a look.
goes to celebrate? Just about 13
I don't know.
or
The
12.
away ways, we're not saying it. All right. Let's take a look at the results now. And, well, to be honest, not just about the away wins alone. Good football is all that matters.
Yeah.
Jigawa Golden Stars beat Lobby 1-0, and that's why Lobby are not on the top anymore.
This is a shocker for me because we've been talking about Jigawa Golden Stars and the fact that they're kind of donating points. That's the terms you use and Adamawa. But then Jigawa Golden Stars, man, they've finally been able to pull one off just winning against the guys who were topping the table.
FC Farimba, goalless draw with Aqua United, Heartland beat Sunshine by a lone goal. Kano Pillars defeated Damawa United 2-0. Kora United beat MFM 1-0. Plateau United. This was my own game of the week and our game that we're looking at for this week. Plateau United beat Rivers United 1-0. They're back on top. Wiki Tourists played a 1-0 draw with Dakada, and Nasra United defeated Abia Warriors. Before we go to our feature game, your thoughts?
Interesting result. Everybody won at home, except for the people who played draws. It's not as exciting as I wanted it to be. But I'm glad that Plateau United are back to winning ways. And, I like the way they started the season.
Yeah.
And I really want to see them go further.
All right.
I like the way Mike Kawa sets up his team and the way they just play and everything. This is a team that should go to the continent with the way they are playing. I hope they can keep their players together and show up, because another problem with us is that we tend to change our team every season.
Especially when we get on the continental ticket. All right, that's the game we're talking about on the show. We're going to see pictures just about now. Just one goal in that game for you. Was it because of how close it was?
Of course, look, at this level, this kind of games too, you don't expect them to go all out, because their opposition too is one of the best in the league when it comes to the NPFL. They have Eguma, who has been able to build something really solid out there. I feel that the scoreline is
Was
not
a fair reflection?
Yeah, it's not a reflection of what would have happened if it was a different team. But when you're talking about Rivers United and Plateau, the way they played, and the highlights that we've seen, that was a fair
reflection.
Because these two teams, there's not much between them.
Because if you check, 3 minutes into the game, Mustafa Ibrahim was the one who scored that goal, and that was all. After that, that was the only goal. You'll be thinking maybe Rivers will get a point from it, because Plateau United decided to defend and defend and defend, knowing that the day before, Lobby Stars, they got wind of that, and they knew what they wanted to do at home. Winning at home was crucial for them.
One thing that I like is the surface looks good, but the stands look empty. We need to.
I think this is the first time we're actually having that, because usually have more crowd, coming in to watch.
The other time they braved the cold to come and watch Plateau United play. So, I'm a bit surprised myself that the stands.
Because I've seen videos, I've seen pictures of Plateau United at home, and it gave me a lot of joy.
That's the goal right there, Ibrahim. The 3 minutes goal that came in.
And that was all, Alexis. Yes, sir.
That was it.
That's all she wrote.
Okay, all right, let's listen to the coaches. Let's start with Abdul Makaiba of Plateau United, hoping there's going to be that consistency will now be the keyword for Plateau United, and they'll keep the streak going.
We knew it's not going to be easy, and I let my players know that the match is going to be difficult, and we have to prepare very well for it. I'm happy we got the results so early, and we hit 2 birds with a stone, because this result make us to push Lobby down and at the same time Rivers. So it's good for us. The only thing for us is to consolidate in the next game.
No, it's not a setback at all. You know, the league is still wide open and we still have a lot of games to play. We lost today, we go back and reorganize ourselves and then go, try to win other games. It's like that in the league. You win some and you lose some. But the most important thing is that our target is to be on top there. And I think gradually we are going to get it. We played a good side today. The team, the coach of the team is also a good coach, and we showed in the game today. You could see that the two teams play good football. And I think that with time, we're going to separate ourselves and know who is supposed to be on top.
All right, Stanley, I mean, I don't know if I can share what we just said, but Stanley Aguma, longest serving coach anywhere in Nigeria Professional Football League.
This is the coach that other coaches envy the most. No coach has been able to stay at one club
for as long as
he has done.
Even when they decided to merge two teams into one, he still emerged as the coach.
I remember since they gave him the ultimate win 3 matches. The moment they gave him the ultimate,
he started winning.
He won. So from the days of Dolphins to when they, merged Dolphins with Sharks to create Rivers United. The man is there. And he also shows that he's giving them results.
Absolutely. And he says one thing that's very crucial. Look, we lost, but anyway, we're not far away.
Yeah.
And so maybe when we get some games together, we might be on top as well.
Look, with the way they are structured, you expect more from Rivers United.
Yes.
It's one team that I always have my eyes on, because I've always liked Dolphins before they merged them to Rivers United. It's a team that you expect more from. And I wish that he actually gets a chance to show us what he is worth, because this is a good coach.
All right.
Yes, okay. We'll see if they can separate the men from the boys, right? The table, what is looking like right now, because they don't just need to win games, they also need to score more goals, because Plateau United, 32 points, and goal difference is 15. So when you see that, you know how hard it's going to be for Rivers to be able to catch up. Rivers, same numbers of games they've played, they're third, but Lobby Stars at second, and they played
have a game in hand.
just a game in hand, exactly, and the goal difference is 5. And just check the difference. And Dakada also not far away. But for Plateau United, that's why the coach says they need to consolidate, win their next game, whether home or away, to consolidate on this. Because it leads you draw for them. I mean, Lobby Stars win. They're going to... What are you looking for?
They are senior brothers, Dakada's senior brothers.
Aqua United. Yeah, Aqua United.
I'm sure this was not the plan.
No, this wasn't the plan, but then they assist.
Dakada didn't get the memo.
I think it was the first games, how they started. They started so slowly. But now they're getting some results.
Courtesy of Jigawa's win,
yes,
they're out of the bottom 4. Maybe it's going to be temporary, who knows, but at least they're out of red for now.
But we know that, look, when push
Enyimba
gets
and
to
Rangers,
shove,
once they win their games,
Enyimba and Rangers will not stay in that drop zone.
Absolutely.
So Jigawa needs more points to claim that this top 4, this bottom 4 is not a bottom 4, because look at the number of games that Enyimba have played and Rangers. By the time they play at least 2 or 3 of those own games, they're going to shoot up. So we'll be talking about, Warri Wolves, or
Warri Wolves and Wiki and
Jigawa. By the drag down. Okay, all right. Let's see if we can quickly take out. Let's leave the NPFL and go to the CAF Confederation Cup. Let's see if we can do that before the break. No surprises, but Enyimba give us some nervy moments at some point. Let's take a look at the results. For Rangers, Shola Rangers told us it wasn't going to matter. Even if they had won, it wasn't going to matter. So it's just a formality to play a draw. Let's see their standings. Not that it was going to matter anyway, but that's it. Victory wouldn't have changed anything.
Yeah.
A win and 3 draws. It's not going to take you anywhere. Let's talk about the one that a lot of people wanted to see, Group D. Let's see the results in Group D.
2 goals.
If Enyimba had drawn this game,
I will stop watching football.
Fatai or sure must have told those guys something. I don't know what they've done. The first 3 minutes of the game, it's rare to see a Nigerian team score early. And they went away to do that, They took charge of that game. 2 goals. San Pedro came back, They thought they were going to have it, but Mboma had other plans.
Paradis was on my mind. A lot of us said they won't go to
and they actually went away and got 3 goals. 3. Not 1, not 2, 3 goals.
That was a nervy moment.
So that's why Enyimba
knew
they had to get more goals and all of that, which is what panned out at the end of the day.
And they're true to the last 8.
They are.
They've not won this title before. and they're really gunning for it. They've won the CAF Champions League, but not this one.
They should just put all their efforts into this one. They should just prioritize this one. You get, they might not end up winning the league, but if they win CAF, there's more money coming through.
Of course.
For them. You
More
get,
investments.
and again,
probably
you
more
know,
players.
bragging rights,
Bragging
silverware, and all of that. They broke the jinx for Nigeria when it came to the Champions League. Maybe they'll take us back here. This is a trophy that Nigeria had won a couple of times when they had the old name and all of that. So,
Yeah.
Enyimba looks like the best for this.
All right. Okay. So, Shola says Enyimba looks like they might be able to do it for Nigeria. They're true to the last 8. We need to go on a break right about now. When we return from that break, we travel abroad. Talk about the English Premier League. 2 matches played yesterday. But we'll go on that break and return for more Sports This Morning.